Everything that we do, that we express, is a belief. Everything that we do is a pattern, because in the physical, in the emotional, and in the mental, every pattern of belief that we have has been created since the very moment of the creation, thousands and billions of years ago, just trying to survive. And what is a pattern? Something that protects me. So patterns were made to protect yourself so you can still be alive. All these patterns are connected. All these patterns are connected in a network. This network is the one that we call matrix. Okay? The matrix is a network of patterns that helps us to connect with everyone outside. So it wouldn't be because of this network of patterns, the matrix that we are creating, we wouldn't be able to speak one another. For example, you are there and I am here because we are full with patterns. Otherwise, you are not gonna be able to understand me, and I wouldn't be here. When someone doesn't have patterns, it's those kind of people that you cannot talk anything, or that we say it's crazy or it's lost or whatever. It's like you don't understand the language, you don't understand anything, you cannot resound. All these patterns in the matrix are the ones that helps you to connect on a network with everyone. So they are useful. The gathering of all these patterns, of all these tools, is what we call a structure. A structure is something, a structure comes from the Latin word struere, that means to put many things together. So a structure is to put all these little tools that we call patterns all together in a way in which you can feel stability, to find stability in your life, in whatever. So patterns create structures of thinking. So this means that we are basically a structure of beliefs, that everything that we have in our minds, in our reality, the way in which we live, is constantly a network in a matrix that is structured with many patterns of beliefs. Let's go now into something that I spoke a long time ago, which is the perception of things. Everything that you perceive, every senses, the touch, the sight, the smell, everything is not real. It's just a perception of your brain interpreting data from the outside. But it's not really what you are feeling or perceiving. It's what your brain is believing or thinking. Acknowledging this, we will recognize that everything that is in the outside is just a perception of the inside. So what this means, that everything that I am using to protect myself from the existence is just an idea of my mind, a perception. So this is that the network of patterns is not much more than other thing than a network of beliefs. If all this is a network of beliefs, the only possible thing that really exists is the one that believes. And who is the only one able to believe, to be a believer, is the mind. Mind is the only one. So basically everything that exists in the universe, every structure and pattern and network, is a product of an illimited mind, eternal mind, that decided to limit itself. why an eternal, illimited mind would find limits. Basically, the reason why it looks for limits is because an illimited mind cannot find, it can only imagine but cannot create, because it doesn't have patterns to create. So a limited mind, and by limited we are speaking about patterns, is able to manifest the thoughts. The reason why we are willing to break with all these patterns is because there's a moment when living inside a house that everyone has been saying, you have to be here protected, don't go outside because the house is the only one able to protect you. And there's something inside that says, no, but I want to open the door and go outside and to play, to see things, to watch other, to travel, to have new experiences. I need to do that. We usually have this conflict when we say we have to get rid of the patterns. When we have this house where we were stuck inside and we want to go outside, the image, the energetical image that we can see when we say I have to get rid of the patterns, is like if one day you just figure out that, oh my God, I now know that there's a world outside my house. So in order to see that world, I will take away the windows. I will break the windows, throw it away. I will kick the door. I will break the door, set fire to the door and the windows. And then also I go to the bed and I threw the bed on the balcony and put fire in it. I go to the kitchen, there's the grandma, and I take the grandma and kick the grandma through the window, and I also burn with the fire. So that would be the image of taking your patterns away. No, that wouldn't work like this. The only thing that you have to do in order to get rid of your patterns is just to make a copy of the key of the house and just open the door, go outside, go on a trip, and then you come back and everyone will be there and you can sleep in your bed. Like, kind of like that. What we are going to do is to go through all these structures and patterns that we have created and that we maybe want to burn and to break and to get rid of it, but that we have to understand why it worked and why we have created. Because we created everything through our minds. And that is the first law and the unique law of the universe, mentalism, which is everything that exists in this reality, in every reality, is just a perception of the mind. That's mentalism. Okay? The last thing that I want to say about mentalism is that maybe we can make the mistake of thinking that the beliefs that through the mind we can create everything, that through the mind we can do whatever we want, and that we can, just by thinking or putting the intention on it, you can create anything you want. But it's not like that. So it's not about just thinking. We have to go deeper into the structure of the creation. It's all about, okay, we are here in this reality, we have a lot of structures, and you cannot create something from the beginning if you are the product of so many patterns and you have no idea what patterns are they. So you have to look for all the patterns, to be in peace with all the patterns, to acknowledge the structure, to see the tools. You have so many work to do. That let's work on it. Okay?